When cooking with fire, it's too easy to go wrong. After all, you can't tame fire. Or can you? But the taste of grilled foods is like nothing else.
What if you could take the flavor and fun of a traditional charcoal grill and make it easy to bring this type of cooking under your control? That's the premise of the new Kamado Joe Konnected Joe Smart Charcoal Grill.
In this review, I'm going to test one out for a few weeks to see what it's like to use, how easy it is to operate, if it can truly make charcoal grilling easier, and most importantly, how the food turns out.
I'll wrap things up by going over the pros and the cons, and then I'll let you know from my personal hands-on review time if I think I can recommend this smart charcoal grill for you. A quick note here, Kamado Joe has generously gifted me with this product so that I can do an extended review at home. While the company has provided the product to me, it has not had a hand in the creation of this review and has not told me what I have to say or what I can't say about it, so you can consider these thoughts 100% mine.
A word of advice about preparing for your delivery. The box is absolutely massive and weighs nearly 300 pounds according to the driver who dropped mine off. The best thing to do is open the box by removing the top lid and then lifting the sides of the carton off. Inside is the grill and a lot of smaller boxes. Pull those boxes out, take them to where you're going to assemble the grill, and then the last step will be to move the grill unit itself, and you will absolutely need 2 people for this process.
The assembly process was actually far easier and way faster than I ever thought it could be.
While I'm not going to go into excruciating detail about the exact steps, in a nutshell, you put the legs onto a base, add the bottom shelf, then attach 4 caster wheels. The main grilling unit then sits in the assembled base and gets secured with screws.
The last steps are to assemble the parts you need on the inside. There are several kind of unique and maybe indistinguishable parts.
You'll add 5 AMP ceramic fire bricks, and AMP stands for Advanced Multi-Panel. These fit together tongue and groove and shield the bottom of the unit from heat escaping. Next, a stainless steel ring goes over the top of the bricks to hold them in place and provide a base for the racks that are going in above. On top of the stainless steel ring, there's what's called the Divide and Conquer flexible cooking rack. On top of the cooking rack, you'll place 2 halves of a circular ceramic heat deflector. It looks kind of like a pizza stone cut in 2. An accessory rack can go in next, or you can leave that aside. That's for optional cooking tools or special pots. Finally, the half moon cooking grates go in, which is your topmost grilling surface. Because this is divided in 2, you can actually remove one or both if you need to.
A couple of other really cool features to take note of. There is an automatic fire starting system, or AFS, which uses a heating element and a fan in the base of the grill to ignite the charcoal for you easily. The heating element is on when a red light on the front is glowing.
The other cool thing is the connection with the Kamado Joe app. Once connected, the grill will connect with your phone to give you alerts and updates on what you're cooking.
And one of the really great things is that once you connect the first time, anytime you turn the grill on in the future, it's going to automatically reconnect to your phone. Very handy. You've also got controls on the front of the Joe. Let's actually get a closer look at those.
This is known as the control board. On the right is an input for up to 3 meat probes, and below that is the AFS, or automatic fire starting button. To the left is the main screen with 4 buttons. You'll see screen cycle at the top, which allows you to change different views or modes. Below that is the temperature button, which allows you to set the temperature. To use it, you just press the button to initiate the temperature sequence, then turn the knob to your desired temperature, then press the button again to lock it in. Below that, you'll see the set time, and then the pairing button is at the bottom.
One of the first questions I got as I started my review is whether or not you need to use the smart connectivity or whether you can just use the grill like you would a traditional charcoal grill. The answer is that you can use it either way. Using it with the app is known as automatic mode, while using it without any of the smarts is called classic mode. Now, I'm going to mainly focus on using automatic mode since that's what differentiates this grill from any other basic charcoal grill.
To start your cook, make sure any existing ash from the firebox has been cleared out, since this can prevent new charcoal from lighting. Add your charcoal to the firebox, and we found the Kamado Joe Big Block charcoal was actually the best we've tried. A good mix of huge chunks and smaller pieces. You might want to take a minute and arrange and stack your charcoal here too.
When running the grill in automatic mode, the bottom vent should be closed completely at all times, which is unlike a typical charcoal grill, or even when using this one in classic mode. Now that's because temperature sensors combined with the fan inside are going to be able to regulate the temperature for you.
Close the lid and power your grill on with the switch on the back, then power on the controller. Choose what temperature you want to heat the grill to, then press the AFS or automatic fire starter button to fire up the element and ignite the charcoal. In my several weeks of testing, the charcoal was lit and the grill came to temperature in about 10 or 15 minutes, which is so much faster than I've ever been able to do it manually.
In my personal experience with charcoal grilling, I've often struggled trying to get charcoal to start and then to get it to burn properly. I also find it really fiddly to be opening and closing different vents at the top and the bottom, and I'll happily admit that I don't really understand the whole airflow thing. But with the Kamado Joe Konnected Joe Smart Charcoal Grill, I don't actually need to even play a part. The grill knows what it's doing and it can deliver a hot grill on demand. So let's take a look at it in action.
One of the first things I cooked on the Kamado Joe Konnected Joe Smart Charcoal Grill was a steak. The coals lit really quickly with the electrical element, which is also connected to a small fan. The fan cycles on and off as it needs to, as I think I've said, and it keeps your charcoal at just the right temperature. We took the grill up to about 800 Fahrenheit and also took the opportunity to do some foil-wrapped potatoes. Husband Roger used the stone diffusers included in the kit to cut some of the heat under the potatoes so they'd bake instead of scorching. I have to say they came out absolutely perfectly and cooked fairly quickly too. When it came time to sear our steaks, the grill was piping hot, and I can say that our 2 steaks came out steakhouse level good. On more than one occasion, we used the Joe for grilling burgers, and I can say without a doubt these are the best burgers I've ever made on any grill or barbecue. Being able to precisely control the temperature and even deflect the heat as may be necessary means the burgers get perfectly cooked without turning into charcoalized hockey pucks. Plus, I got to experiment with using the temperature probes, and I found this can make a very easy grilling process even more error-proof, since your phone's going to alert you when the meat is cooked to the exact temperature or range you want, whether you like it rare or well done.
Because of the Kamado Joe, I'm getting more confident about grilling, so lettuce burgers are becoming a regular part of our rotation.
Next up, husband Roger wanted to try out a pulled pork. This kind of all-day grilling can be quite challenging because you need to manage the fire and the temperature throughout the day and possibly add more charcoal at some point. Using the Kamado Joe Konnected Joe for this, though, could not have been easier.
The grill got up to temperature fairly quickly and then stayed parked there all day, which you more expert grillers will know can be quite the feat. There was no fiddling or adjusting or constant checking. And the best part was that the app kept me up to date about exactly what was happening on the grill.
So much so, and so confident was I by this time, I felt comfortable going out on a long bike ride knowing I could keep an eye on the app and my cook from afar. The pork roast we made was tender, smoky, and succulent. Next up, we tried another multi-hour cook, this time with beef ribs. We put them on early in the morning, thinking they would take close to all day. By the time we checked on them about midday, though, we were surprised to find they were perfect. This put the cook time on the Kamado Joe Konnected Joe at least a few hours faster than using our old charcoal grill. The ribs were tender and tasty with a nice bark on the outside.
Charcoal grilling is kind of an art. It takes practice and knowledge to cook well on a charcoal grill, in my experience, and more so if you're going to tackle longer all-day cooks. For that reason, I've always preferred to just use a gas grill, but while gas grills can be quick and convenient, they can also dry out and scorch food a lot easier. Plus, you just don't get that beautiful smoky charcoal grilled taste when you're using a gas grill.
After spending about 6 weeks with the Kamado Joe Konnected Joe, I can say one of the best things about it is it's made me a far more confident charcoal griller. I'm no longer worried about vents, airflow, and trying to fine-tune fire. I let Joe handle the intricacies of the cook, and I get to watch via the app. It couldn't be easier to master charcoal grilling.
Overall, I have to say I've been blown away by how easy this grill makes cooking with charcoal. Let's go over the pros and the cons so you can use my personal experience to make your own buying decision.
On the Pro side, the grill is well built and feels substantial, like something I'm going to own for life. It was incredibly easy to assemble, and the setup process was quick and smooth. The package comes with everything you could possibly need to grill effectively, and overall, it's just really intuitive to use. Using the Konnected Joe makes cooking any kind of food virtually foolproof. I had amazing success cooking everything from burgers and steaks to pulled pork, roast chicken, ribs, and more.
I found it was incredibly hard to overcook or burn anything when following the app and letting the Konnected Smarts manage the food for me. I think I've said it before, but I'll say it again. I am super impressed with how user-friendly this grill is and how much confidence it's given me to cook with charcoal. Now, on the downside, it's kind of hard to find a lot of things I really didn't like. If you're new to charcoal grilling, you might find the large size and extraordinarily heavy weight of this grill to be more than you want to manage. With that said, though, the style, design, and size is all in line with similar ceramic or egg-shaped charcoal grills. Other folks may not appreciate the fact it requires assembly, but I can attest that it was extremely simple to do. Whether you want to cook with the help of technology using the app or freestyle it on your own, this grill can accommodate both type of cook. I can absolutely recommend the Kamado Joe Konnected Joe Smart Charcoal Grill for you. It sells for about $16.99 US, and you can get it from places like Home Depot, Best Buy, and even Amazon in the US. I've covered plenty of technology when it comes to both grilling and cooking. If you want to see some other options for keeping tabs on your food, check those out right now.